You know, as the sun starts to go down, you know, the deer are really starting to move. We're doing a little preseason scouting right now. This week, we're traveling to Pennsylvania High to see how many fawn killers we can take out of the population. This is trapping time.
Trapping, an art form that has stood the test of time. A heritage built upon hard work, dedication, and pride. Rooted deep with the main goal of conservation, we, as trappers, live this history 365 days a year. With the help of some great friends, along with the love and support of my family, I'm carrying on that tradition. With all the pitfalls that I may encounter, the rewards more than outweigh the costs. Many of the greatest trappers in history have etched their name in time. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Trapping Time is brought to you by Vapple at vappleproducts.com, Jeb's Chokes at jebschokes.com, Blind Turtle at blindturtle.net, Smokey's Deer Lures at smokiesdeerlure.com, Blackwater Hunting Services at blackwaterhunting.com, Southern Ohio Outfitters at southernohiooutfitters.com, Popio Creek Trapping Supply at popiocreektrappingsupply.com, Big Game Gut Glove at biggamegutglove.com, Dakota Line Snares at dakotalinesnares.com, PCS Outdoors at pcsoutdoors.com, Duke Trap Company at duketraps.com, Deep South Trapping Lures at deepsouthlures.com, Webster's Predator Control at shop.websterspredatorcontrol.com, Little Whiskey Girl at littlewhiskeygirl.com, Wolf Creek Products at wolfcreekproducts.net, Southern Snares and Supply at southernsnares.com, and Console Energy at consoleenergy.com.
You know, in real estate, they always say there's three important things to real estate: location, location, location. In a sense, that's true with coyote trapping. You know, I like trapping fence lines, gates, edges of fields. This week, I'm in Pennsylvania, and we're trapping field edges. You know, anytime I roll up onto a field and it makes almost a 90-degree corner, I always want to set in that corner because it naturally funnels the animals around. In this particular set, I've had a lot of success with dirt holes and even brush pile sets in the corners of these fields.
Now this young coyote here was taken in a dirt hole set that I baited with Smokey's Fox and Coyote bait. And I went with an oversized dirt hole on this just because it's variety. It's variety that makes them want to work these sets. What I've got here is a big pasture field. As you can hear the horses walking around the side of it that comes into the edge of this woods. We've got a fence line that runs down through here. Fence lines are natural corridors for these animals to travel. They'll work these fence lines hunting for mice and anything else that may come down through there. They can cross underneath of them. And knowing this, I played on the coyotes thinking of there might be a free meal in this field. With Smokey's Fox and Coyote bait, it's got a real strong odor, but they will eat it. So it'll make the coyotes or the foxes work the set a little bit harder.
The reasons that I like to trap the corners of fields is because basically that's where two habitats come together. Most of the time, you've got a wide open field and it's hitting the woods. You know, you've got the animals that are working the woods, you know, your small animals like your prey, your chipmunks, your squirrels, your rabbits. The coyotes and all your other predators, they're working the edges. You know, anytime, just like deer hunting, we're always hunting the edges. You know, these animals are working around these edges to hunt. It's a place that will pinpoint and draw them in. You don't have to worry about wind as much when you're setting these corners because the animals are probably going to pass by really close. So wind isn't a major factor on it.
Now I'll redo this set, and hopefully tomorrow when another animal comes, we still got our fresh set over here with the brush pile set. But we're going to rebait this up and hopefully we get us another coyote in here. It's the breeding season. These coyotes are working, they're moving and covering a lot of ground.
When we come back, we're going to get this coyote out of the trap. We're going to remake the set But first, let's see what our friends at Consol Energy are doing to lead the way in conservation.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
Are infinite.
You know, after we dispatched this coyote, there was a lot of blood around the set. That doesn't really bother me as a trapper because I know that coyotes are attracted to blood. Don't overthink it. You know, don't worry about, cleanliness is not next to godliness when it comes to trapping.
As you can see, when I dispatch this coyote, there's a lot of blood around the set. You can use that to your advantage. Animals such as coyotes and any of the canines and the cats, they're attracted to blood. They know that when they eat meat, there's blood. So we want to use that to our advantage. It doesn't bother me that there's blood around here. What does bother me is on a trap. We're going to wipe the trap off. Some guys will switch the trap out. I find that unnecessary. We're going to wipe the trap off. I grabbed a clump of grass here. We're going to wipe it off. We're going to remake this set.
When you purchase your traps to get started out on your line, very few of them are going to come field ready right out of the box. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to do some modifications. You're going to have to tinker with them a little bit. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you my personal feelings and techniques that I use to make this trap coyote ready for the field. The first thing we're going to adjust on this 175 or 1 3/4 coil spring is our pan tension. I like a pan tension that will fall freely. I want to know that when any coyote steps on this, he's going to fire it. I want to know when any raccoon steps on this, which is a lot lighter animal, he's going to fire it. I'm a fur trapper first. I don't specialize in coyotes, foxes, or anything. I want to catch every fur bearer that comes through that I can make money off of to help pay for my trap line. I don't want to miss any of them. So what I like a free-falling pan. I will set my traps at like a 1/16 of an inch drop. So when I'm setting my pan, I want it to fall freely, on its own, no pressure at all. If you can see, I'm really pushing on this to try to get it to go down. I'm going to show you right now what exactly I want. Now if you look right here, there's a screw. Right there's a screw. Clockwise, tightens your pan tension. Counterclockwise, loosens your pan tension. We're going to run it counterclockwise, loosen it up, and get our pan tension set right. Now we're going to take this screwdriver and I'm going to show you. Now watch how smooth this pan falls when I know that I'm there. Still going. Starting to move. Keep turning it. Bam. We have a set trap here. And as you can see, the pan is actually going up at an incline. We don't want that. We want this pan to set as level as possible. By doing this, we actually get more of the animal's paw in the trap. That way he doesn't have much of a chance to pull it out before the trap fires. These animals are fast, but these traps are faster. So we want to take as much advantage as we can to keep this pan level. Now what I like to do, because this is only a 2 coil spring trap, a double coil spring, I will flip up the loose jaw. That's not your power jaw. That way, if something would happen, safety-wise, if I would bump this pan, fire this trap off, my fingers aren't in between it. I don't have to worry about getting a sore finger or anything like that. So, what I like to do is, I will actually take a pair of pliers, and I'm going to tap this. I don't want any play in this at all. And as you can see, as I hit that forward, it actually started lowering the pan down. Still not level enough for what I like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these pliers, and I'm going to hook. Let me get these adjusted here. I'm
I'm gonna take these pliers and I'm gonna hook right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this frame in. And by pushing it in, it's lowering the pan. Okay, that pan is pretty level right there. I'm gonna tap that, make sure that's all tight. That way when I get out in the field, I know that all my traps, this needs to be tight. When all I gotta do is hook it, because I've got my pan notch filed down to a 1/16 of an inch. I don't have to worry about moving my pan to set it or anything. When I get it in there, I click it on, set everything, got the tension of the jaw, tap this in with my trowel or whatever, use my finger. I know my trap is perfectly level. I don't have to fool around with any of that. I'm ready to get it in the ground and go from there. So, we pull the loose jaw back down. That's exactly what you want. If you look, that pan is laying perfectly across there. If we took a level across there, it wouldn't be laying any more perfect. So, let's say you want to set this trap off without getting your fingers in it. Bang.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna come right to this farm right here, and I'm gonna show you one of my favorite locations to set. It's the set of the week. The Power Clip by Papio Creek. Changing the way you trap water. Go check them out at PapioCreekTrappingSupply.com.
Who better to get your trapping supplies from than trappers who know what you need in the field?
Come on in.
PCS Outdoors is one-stop shopping for name brand trapping, predator hunting and calling supplies, shooting and pest control gear at discount prices.
A lure for every animal you'd be targeting.
PCS Outdoors stands above the competition.
Quality Sabo brand snares being made here in Michigan.
Go to PCSOutdoors.com for great selection and prices that'll make you want to stock up for your next trapping or outdoor adventure. In 2011, the world of shotgun chokes changed forever. Bobby Sears took his Jeb's Headhunter Precision Choke Tube to the NWTF Wild Turkey Still Target National Championships and brought home the gold. Shortly after, the Game On team got on board. By stacking the shot in front of the wad cup inside the choke tube before it exits your gun barrel, Jebs can extend your effective range way beyond anything you've ever seen. So don't get worked up about a turkey that's just out of range. Ruin his day with a Jeb's Headhunter Choke Tube.
Where'd you get all that stuff? DakotaLineSnares.com.
I bet it cost you a fortune to ship all that.
Nope, not DakotaLineSnares.com. It's $9.95. Flat rate, it doesn't matter what you get.
Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products has everything you need right at your fingertips. Our warehouse is packed with trapping supplies you need to be successful on your trap line, and with flat rate shipping of $9.95 on all orders, you get your money's worth.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my order in at DakotaLineSnares.com now.
Now this farm in Ohio, it is wide open. You know, it is wide open country. The first time I rolled up on here, we knew we were gonna set fences. That was the only type of structure that would kind of divert the animals in any type of direction. So when we came through this gate, I knew I had to have a set there.
What we've got here is a big clump of grass. And a lot of times what I like to do is look for something that's out of place. Now this clump of grass here is probably sticking up about 6 inches. We're gonna use that as our backing, as our indicator. So what's gonna happen, this fox is gonna come, or coyote is gonna come right down this fence line, come up to here because this is where the scent's at, and we're gonna make it so he has to work this from the front. And what we'll do, on this set here, we're gonna actually build a dirt hole. We're gonna bed that trap right here, and we'll show you exactly what we're gonna do here. We're gonna make our trap bed. I like to use just a regular little garden spade. Get the majority of it out of there. Then I'll reach and take my hammer. A lot of guys call this the pound down method. But all you're doing is giving that trap a nice flat piece to set. Then I'm gonna take my long narrow trowel here, and we're gonna dig this dirt hole. We're gonna dig it back into here. Some guys like big, some go real small. I'm about midways. I'll dig like a 2-inch wide hole, but I'm gonna dig it down in 8 to 10 inches to make them. You want your scent at the bottom. That way they really, you want them to work. You want them to put some time in on this. Okay, so got that. Now it's time to bed the trap. I'm using a 175 here. I shortened the chain up to about 6 inches. It's a double stake set. What this means is when I nail this in, when I pound this in,
the stakes will cross. That way it'll hold it a lot better. We're gonna take this. This ground's really soft this time of year. Grab the stake. That's the cross stake method. Now we're going to set the trap. I set my traps at a hair trigger. A lot of guys like to do a little bit different. They like a little bit more paying attention. I want, as soon as they hit this thing, I want them to commit. A lot of guys like to use a pan cover. I use a light material of peat moss, so I really don't have the problems of the traps not firing. So what I like to do, take a little peat moss, throw it in the bottom as an insulator, and then we're going to take this trap, dig this out a little bit more, take this trap, we're going to bed it like so. That way, when this dog comes in, he's going to step right through the jaws. It's kind of a little offset, about 7 inches, pan from the hole. We got that there, and then a little trick I like to use, I carry some galvanized 16 penny nails, and I use it to push the jaws down with to help bed it, because a lot of times when these dogs come up here, if that trap rocks, they get curious, and they're going to, when they get curious, they're going to dig. So by doing this, the trap doesn't rock. It solids it up. Get some more peat moss out of the bag here. And that's it. Stand back, make everything look as natural as possible, and now we're ready for lure.
Brought you your bucket.
All right, Nate brought me my bucket because I forgot it at the truck. Now what I'll do is, I like to take a little piece of sheepfold, place it right here, and what do you think we ought to use?
I like that Usable.
We'll use some Usable straight chain coyote lure, and it's a real strong lure. It's got a nice smell to it, good dog flavor. Smell it, smells real good. All right, we're gonna take it.
You said flavor. I wouldn't taste it.
We're gonna take a little bit. It's thick.
Yeah, it is.
It's real thick. What I like about a thick lure, Nate, is it's gonna last a long time.
Sure is. Well, this is the 7th day we've had these traps out. Finally, we get a hit here on one of Robby's traps. We got another coyote yesterday on the other side of the farm. As you can see, this is a black dog, real dark. We're gonna dispatch this coyote with the old pistol.
When we come back, we're gonna stay right here in a high, and I'm gonna show you one of my gimmick sets that'll really take out those stubborn coyotes.
What do you demand in a quality knife? You want a knife that works as hard as you do. Weeby knives are made for trappers who want efficiency and perfection. The Weeby Elite double-edged fleshing knife has one edge that's ultra sharp, and the other side has just the right edge for pushing fat and meat for perfectly fleshed furs. And don't forget about the Weeby Wicked Sharp, the planet's sharpest skinner. When the blade goes dull, simply snap on a new one, you're ready to go. Find them at DakotaLineSnares.com.
Do you need a blind that will keep you warm on a cold winter day? Do you need a blind that won't blow away on a windy fall afternoon? Do you need a blind that will never wear out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need a Blind Turtle hard-shell hunting blind. This solid one-piece unit is perfect for deer hunters, turkey hunters, archery hunters, and gun hunters. Put it this way, if you hunt, the Blind Turtle is perfect for you.
The trophy moment only lasts a couple of seconds, but the story will be passed on for generations. They only see the glory, not the sacrifice. But I don't wait for my tall tale of glory. I choreograph my journey from start to finish. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors. An epic saga is worth 1,000 words, but my story boils down to 3. Little Whiskey Girl. Save luck for the weekend hunter.
So what do you do when you've been trapping a piece of property and it seems to go dead? I mean, you're running, we've said before, we run 80 to 90% dirt holes. You throw them a curveball.
Well, we made us a hay set here in exactly 2 weeks to the day. This thing hasn't been touched, hasn't even been sniffed, looked at. We've had snow on the ground, no tracks at all. Nate and I have been checking, and every time we come up here, we're waiting for this hay bale to be destroyed, and finally this morning it is. And we actually set a trap on the front and on the back. I set mine on the front, Nate set his on his back. So I'm pretty sure that's my trap that it's got him hooked. I'll look. Yeah, it's mine. We just used a little bit of gland lure and didn't go real crazy with it, used some urine. Now, once we get him out of here, we're gonna go back and we'll remake the setup as best we can. But there is so much coyote scent here now with him being here all night long, disturbing it like he did. And it's froze, so he really didn't bring up any mud. But this is just perfect. If you look behind me, we've got this travel, this service road. These coyotes are using these roads. If you can find a place like this and set right next to it, I mean, we're talking 6 feet from the edge of the road to where the set was at. So, I mean, it doesn't take a real strong, powerful lure. We were counting on the hay set and for his eye appeal, and it brought him right in. Now, this is one of those sets that you may call a trick set. I mean, we focus mainly on dirt holes, but every once in a while, a set like this really comes in handy because we've been trapping this for about 2 weeks. We've been hammering the coyotes, but just something different was enough to spark his interest and get him in there, and get him in the trap. He really messed this set up. So we're gonna try and get our hay all put back first. All right, once we get all this back, this was a little more compacted when we put it out here because it was real froze, but this is about perfect. Now we'll just kneel down here, we'll bed both these traps back in the same spot. Ground was froze up again after he'd been caught, but just try to get that trap bedded right in there, just like that. Pete here's been wet before, it's a little clumpy, but it'll be fine. And that's it. We'll jump on the other side and bed the other one. We'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now what we're gonna do on this one here, we've got plenty of coyote scent here, but I always like to put a little something else on it just to be on the safe side. Take a little bit of Mountain Rebel coyote urine. We're just gonna give it a little squirt there, a little squirt there. We'll put a little bit of, let's see, I got so much stuff I don't even know what I have. There we go. Put a little smokies right in the middle. Last time I got to wear a lot of this, and I'm gonna try not to wear it this time. Oh yeah. It doesn't take a lot. Put that there. And because it's cold, we're gonna do a little bit of cold water just to help drag him off the edge of this road. So put here. Pull that cold water on there. Oh, that sounds good. Put it right in the middle. So we've got eye appeal, we've got smells. It's perfect.
As the sun goes down behind this intersection, it just lets me know we're one day closer to trapping season. You know, if you can find those hard locations such as roads and intersections and even fences and gates, it guarantees it's going to put more fur in your shed. Until next time, we're keeping the tradition alive here on Trapping Time. Remember to set your DVRs every Tuesday at 8:30 on Dish Network channel 266. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Trapping Time. I personally am going to list every week the conventions, the events we're going to be at. Also, we're going to be posting videos, anything trapping related that's going to make you a better trapper and help fuel your trapping addiction. Boy, it really feels good to get back on land. That water show last week really took it out of me.
You know we're doing another water show next week.
Say what?
Water show.
I can't wait.